This is a passive income idea you do not want to pass up, and it's perfect for beginners. Selling printables on Etsy. If you're a beginner looking to start selling printables on Etsy, you may have a lot of questions, such as what type of printables do people actually buy? How do I make the printables? And how do I actually start selling them? So in this video, I'm going to share the basics of how you're going to get started on Etsy, making money really quickly and easily, and anyone can do it. Selling on Etsy as a beginner. Even if you've never sold anything online before, or you've never made a digital or printable product before in your life. So what is a printable? Since you are probably new to the printables world, let's first take a look at the definition of this. Printables are digital files that customers who purchase them can download and print at home. These range from worksheets to planners to kids' learning materials to artwork, stickers, and more. But I'll also add in that a lot of Etsy sellers in the printable world also create digital products that their customers never intend to print out, such as online planners, stickers for their digital planners, budget and worksheets that they might use in Google Sheets or Excel, digital party invitations, or Canva or social media templates. You might be wondering, how much money can I actually make on Etsy doing this? And there are thousands of sellers out there making even thousands of dollars a month in passive income selling printables on Etsy. It's very possible as a new seller that within just a few months of learning how to use Etsy and learning how to create printables, you could be replacing your grocery bill or even making more money than that. There's really so much opportunity on Etsy. It's amazing. I personally have made over 13,000 sales on Etsy since 2020. The key to selling printables on Etsy is to create high quality products that stand out from the competition and they're relevant to your target audience. It's also important to price your printables competitively so that you're not pricing yourself out of the market by charging too much or too little. You also need to learn how to optimize your listings to maximize the number of people who see them on Etsy. Selling printables on Etsy can be a very profitable venture once you get started and when the process is done correctly, but don't worry, I'm going to show you how to do that step by step. The first thing is to pick a niche. Trying to sell every different type of printable under the sun on Etsy all at one time is going to lead to not very good results. Most successful Etsy shops offer 1 to 2 main types of printables, and then they later expand within those categories, like kids' learning materials, or maybe just stickers, or maybe just planners. One of my top Etsy shops that I personally own is a nature selling sticker shop. We produce only nature inspired stickers along with a few similar digital products. And then I also have another Etsy shop where I produce templates for side hustles like being an Airbnb host. So the first step is to decide what type of printables that you want to sell and focus your efforts within that type. And if you find that your niche is not working for you, you can always switch. There's no reason that you cannot switch gears and try something else. When choosing your niche, it does help to think about like what do you have experience in, what your strengths are, and then also knowing what kind of products are going to sell well on Etsy. If you're new, it's also helpful to think about selling within a niche that is in high demand, like party games, party invites, digital planners, or seasonal printables, or teacher resources and other types of learning materials for kids. Once you know what type of printables that you are going to create, it's time to get designing. Now, most people use Canva to design their printables, or Adobe or something similar. Canva is easy and free to get started, but if you have design experience with other softwares, you can use those too. Now, this is one of my first printable products that I have ever created, and it's a craft retreat packing list. And what I did is I actually went into Canva's design templates, and I think I searched planner, but you could also search checklist. And I started with, let's add a blank page here. I started with one of these free designs. I wasn't even using Canva Pro. I just pulled a free checklist or something similar. It may have even been like this one, and I just started changing elements. So for example, I changed the white, I renamed things. Yep, that's definitely the planner I use. You can see some of the similarities here. So I changed the fonts and the colors. And then from there, I just started making things fit the product that I was developing that solves a problem. So the problem that the customer has is the feeling disorganized and like wanting to get everything together and have a fun and smooth, easy craft retreat. So I thought about that, like my target customers, and desires, and I thought they would want like a regular packing list for their clothes and personals. Then they might want some specific things, so I'll zoom in on this. You can see in this case I have like sewing, cutting, ironing, things like that in there. And then I also am including kind of like a pre-filled example for them, so in the digital product they'll actually get all 3 pages that they can customize. So that's how I made my digital product to sell at Etsy. You'll also need some images, or what we call mockups, to actually be able to sell the product itself. So this is how I have set these 3 checklists up. And I've also included some details here. Now, what I've done here is really simple. These are just solid backgrounds with the elements themselves kind of highlighted. I include some of the desires and pain points my customers have, but I also like to include some examples that are mock-ups or show the product in use. And I'm going to show you how to do that really quick. So let's create a blank page here, and let's take one of our pages, and then you're going to hit edit photo, and I'm doing all of this in Canva's free plan. I'm going to scroll down to mockups, and then I can find print, which is my category, and I have all of these fun examples of printed out papers. This would be a good one since this is something people are going to print out, and so I'm going to drop my image into that Canva mockup. Oh, that looks so fun. Look at that. And now this image is going to help my target customer really visualize the product in real life and make it feel real. Then all I need to do is download these images and put them into Etsy and start creating my listings. And if this design part seems a little bit intimidating, I truly want you to know that anyone can learn how to do this. You do not have to be tech savvy. You do not have to be a graphic designer. If you want to learn more about this Canva part step by step, as well as how to make more sales on Etsy, how to get started in the digital and printable world, I'm linking a free workshop by Gold City Ventures below that's going to be very helpful. I am not a graphic designer or a Canva expert, and I will say that the design part does not come naturally to me, but I have made money selling printables online. So I promise you, anyone can learn how to do it, and don't let this be a reason that you don't start your new shop. So now that we have our printable product, we also need images of the product for Etsy. Looking back at the type of images that we saw in this particular niche, we're going to want to create mock-up images and graphics that help bring our digital product to life and help customers picture how it would feel to be actually using that printable. The next step is to create your Etsy shop and list your products for sale. So I'm going to show you a quick example of how to do that. I'm going to show you how to set up your Etsy shop in this super easy video. So you do need an Etsy account. Keep in mind that whatever email you associate your account with, it's going to stay that way. So make sure that you have the right account, but all you need to do is create one. And then when you have an account with your email address and your name, you're going to be able to sell on Etsy and click Get Started. Okay, so these are the basic steps here that we will need to set up. So we're going to need to name your shop, add at least one product, set up your bank account information, and then you'll be ready to go. And then add in your shop name. All right, so the next thing that you're doing is creating your very first listing. And listings are the products that you have for sale. So you're going to need photos and you're going to need the actual product. Now, you can see that Etsy gives you 10 spaces for images. You really want to max those out and add as many of those as you can. You also have the option to add a video. The next part of the product listing that is extremely important is your Etsy shop title. And in this particular case, we want to call this Quilt Retreat Planner. You'll need to fill out this information. So I can say I made it, it's a finished product, and I made the product recently. You'll also need to search in categories for the most applicable product. Now, below that is how often you want your product to be renewed when the listing expires. And you pay 20 cents for a 4-month listing time period on Etsy. The next thing you're going to do is fill out your product description. Your product description needs to be relevant to the customer, but also detailed and specific to the product. And then the next most important thing, so brand new Etsy beginners, listen up, are your Etsy tags. These help you get found in the search too. So there's 3 critical things that you need to take away from this. One is the title, one is the description, and one is the tags. All right, and then you'll put in your pricing here. Let's just put in a placeholder price, and then we are ready to go. And that's all that you need to do for your actual Etsy listing to continue getting your shop set up. Of course, creating the printables and setting up your Etsy shop are just the very first steps in the selling journey. You also need to figure out how to make your printables stand out from the crowd, but no one will see them or buy them if they are not optimized for Etsy or if they're not marketed and positioned correctly. To successfully sell on Etsy, you need to have a good understanding of what we call Etsy SEO, which stands for search engine optimization. And you also need to understand product placement. You need to figure out how to make your listings stand out and appear on the very first page of Etsy search results, because 86% of Etsy customers are going to shop from the very first page of search results. When it comes to search engine optimization, this is the process of putting the right keywords into your Etsy title, tags, and your Etsy product description to match the type of things that people are actually searching for in the Etsy search bar. When you are using the right keywords, you will get more traffic to your Etsy shop, and more traffic means more sales. So you need to learn what kind of keywords people are actually looking for and using when it comes to shopping for your particular type of product on Etsy. It's also important to go for clear over cute, because clear helps the Etsy algorithm match your products to search results, and clever is not going to help you get that kind of traffic. When your products are easily ranked and matched in the Etsy search results to searches that customers are making, it means that your product is easily visible and you can make passive sales again and again and again of the same printable products, which is a beautiful thing. Imagine overnight you get sales and you wake up in the morning to Etsy sale notifications for products that you made one time and now they sell throughout the night in your sleep. And once you start making sales, you can actually use your Etsy shop data to help you understand where to refine and make improvements to your Etsy products so that they will continue to grow and scale in their success. Now, you might be wondering if there's too much competition out there because everyone you know has an Etsy shop. But I will say this, I don't think there's too much competition out there, and we are truly at the beginning of digital and printable products now. And what we are going to see with growth in this market in the future is going to be absolutely phenomenal. But the key to success with any online business is to be persistent and continue to improve again and again. Creating only a couple of products on Etsy and then giving up when you don't have sales in a couple of weeks is definitely not going to lead to you making thousands of dollars a month online. But the people who keep going and learning as they go, those are the ones who are seeing real success on Etsy. From my own experience, some of my best-selling products today that sell passively multiple times a day did not sell immediately or overnight. You have to keep going. I had to continue to refine my products, to continue to improve the SEO, make sure that the images are right, and continue to learn from my Etsy shop data what my customers wanted from me. And when I learned that, those products began to sell consistently. It does take time and persistence, but selling printables on Etsy can be a very profitable and even fun side hustle that you can do, that anyone can do, and learn how to create those products and sell them to people who need them. I hope this video helped you learn a little bit more about printables and learning how this can be a fun and easy and successful passive income side hustle for you. If you want to learn more about this, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.